Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here, up in the wood yard again. And today, just like we did a few videos ago, we are going to be supplying a neighbor with firewood. So these are still the oak logs that are left over from our win-win-win video from a few weeks ago. And a lot of these are just, they're probably too small for us to even process for cooking wood. And they've got, you know, some waves, some knots in them, all that kind of stuff. So perfect good stuff for firewood. So we're gonna get that set up for our neighbor, and I'll take you up to neighbor's house here in a little bit and show you their firewood storage and what we're gonna be doing there. But in the meantime, before then, right behind this camera, let me take you here right now. So our firewood workstation, we've kind of got piled up here with this hickory yet. So Mr. Cole's down in the shop now getting the saws, easy for you to say, getting the saws sharpened. And then we're gonna bring up one of the baskets that you saw in a previous video. We're gonna cut this hickory down to 1 foot sections. And those 1 foot sections ought to make it easy for us to process in the future after they've been through the kiln. So we're gonna cut, like I said, 12 inches, boom, boom, boom. Coal's gonna split. We're gonna load into the cage and then just let that start air dry and get ready for the kiln. But ultimately, we just need to get this out of the way so we have this platform to bring those oak logs that are behind the camera now and get those ready to process. So step one, take the hickory, fill up a basket, and then we'll take you up to the neighbors and show you what we got going on up there. Come on. Oh, before we go, this has probably been, if you've been watching the short videos as well, I had to go to the emergency room a while back for my ankle, and I'll probably give more update on shorts between now and by the time this posts, but man, that hurt like crazy. I still don't know what it is. Hopefully I'll be able to report back later in the week or before this video is done as well. But man, I couldn't walk on my ankle. It was all swollen up, and we thought it may have been gout. I got the uric acid level test back. Everything was fine there. Blood work came back all fine. I don't know if I got bit by something or I don't know, but it hurt really bad. But they gave me a steroid, which I went through. That was a 4-day pill thing with that, and then some painkillers, which I just took 2 of those. I didn't need those after the steroid kicked in, but everything's all good. I'm working again, but it's still a little curious. I don't like not knowing what was going on with the ankle, but yeah, come along. We will make some firewood today. All right, we got Cole back this week. You've been on vacation for like a month.
No, not that long.
Been soaking in the sun at the beach, having a good time. No, we're glad to have Cole back. All right, so I introduced y'all earlier. We're gonna make some firewood today, but before that, we gotta get this hickory out of the way. And so I'm gonna cut that in 12-inch sections. I'm gonna get on the chainsaw. Mr. Cole's gonna get on the splitter. We're gonna fill our brand new basket up. We were just talking before we went on camera how high we think we're gonna get. Mr. Cole thinks we're gonna get right about
halfway.
1, 2, 3, the 3rd rung. I'm guessing we get over the halfway point, closer to the 4th.
It'll be close, I think.
So we will bet 25 cents. May the best man win. All right, I think it's safe to say we both lose the bet because we've still got a pile. I think I could show you behind me. So everything's still here, still needs to be cut. Wonder how that looks on film.
Gotta leave that one.
That's the beauty of filming out in the woods, get everything muddy. So this is obviously taking longer than anticipated, but hopefully we'll get this done at least today. All right, so B-roll camera's overheating a little bit. It's getting hot. Cole, you getting tuckered out? A little bit? All right, we're getting close to lunchtime. But we'll see how much of this goes into basket number 2, and then we'll get you all up to speed. That was a hell of a morning push.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Yeah, it's 90 plus now, and it's gonna get a little worse. So that's gonna be the bulk of the heavy lifting we do for today. Yeah, we're both tuckered out now, so we're gonna grab some lunch, get rehydrated, and then hopefully get up to the neighbors and start building their storage and getting a little shade for a minute. But man, that's cool. We thought, Cole thought we were gonna get half a basket. I thought we were gonna get slightly more than that. We wound up with 2 baskets. So. Okay, so we got some lunch. We got hydrated up. Mr. Cole's up in the barn getting chainsaw sharpened, ready to go for the next round. So you can see here what they've got is a tent structure for their firewood storage. And ends are open to get nice breeze through there. And you can kind of see we've got the tracks laid out here. And we're just gonna do one section at a time. So this total length on this guy is 12 feet long. And it appears we're gonna be able to get on top of these blocks, I'm gonna say up to 5'8", which is 5 feet above that block. So that kind of gives us a rough number. If you remember a couple videos ago, we did another neighbor's firewood storage and he was 12 feet long. We went 4 feet tall. 2 runs equaled 1 full cord. So we're easily gonna be able to get 2 runs in here, and going to 5 feet will be over a cord with 2 runs. But this customer actually wants 2 full cords. I don't know if we can get that in here, but we're gonna do our best. So we're gonna start with, as we're looking at it, the left-hand side, we're gonna build 3 vertical posts, a 4x4. We're gonna go 5'8" tall with those guys. And then we're just gonna tie the tops of them together. And we'll just kind of temporarily move them laterally, if you will, and let the firewood create some structure for it and rigidity. And then as we go to the next run, we'll put a cross piece across the top of it to tie them together and just kind of make it a little more rigid. But I think this is good cover. We're going to build a nice structure for it. Should be nice and secure. Good place for this stuff to dry out and get these guys ready to roll for the winter. And we're going to start cutting some 4x4s. And if you remember way back, we cut up some sweet gum that was given to us by Mr. Kyle. And so we've got a pile of those guys left and ready to go for this. It's not a real pretty wood, but it's perfect for something like this, just to use for structure and that kind of thing. Okay, so we wound up getting 2 verticals out of one of those 4x4s. So there's our 3 5x8 verticals. This guy here is over 12 feet long. It's definitely got a big little bow in it, but I think it'll work for what we're doing. So we want to leave that long, get the verticals in place, put a rough measurement on this, and we'll have to come back and cut that guy. And then these 2 can go back in the utility building. We are going to get a little bucket of stone to fill the cells of the CMU block that we're putting the vertical posts in, because we don't want that post touching dirt. So we want to bring that up off the ground just a little bit. And then the other cells, we just want to fill those with stone, just so critters aren't building nests in there. But yep, we're going to grab a bucket of stone and then head over to the neighbors. All right, so that's it, down and dirty. We got 3 4x4 vertical posts and then just a 2x across the top, just to stabilize a little bit. We've got the rails on top of the CMU block on the bottom. So now we have 2 spaces. Yeah, that's 5'3½". I'm sorry, 5'5½", same on both sides, and we should have right at 5 foot vertically. Yep, 5'2" and some change. So we'll be able to fill in these 2 areas now and get going. And like I said before, the goal is to try to get 3 runs in here. I think that may be a little tight, but we'll definitely put this first one in, make sure the homeowner's happy, and go from there. And then at their discretion, whether we move to the center or go to the other side of the tent will be kind of up to them. But yeah, we're ready to go. But I think that's going to be it for today. Cole and myself are pretty tired, and it's hot out here. Cole's nodding his head up and down behind the camera right now. So we'll probably do a little prep. We'll move that basket of hickory back in the utility building, level the 2 of those guys off, maybe move a couple logs up into the wood yard or the firewood processing area and go from there. But I'm thinking that's about it. So appreciate y'all being here, and we'll check back in here. It's gonna be a couple days, but we'll check back in and pick up this project. All right, so it's production day, Cole. You ready to roll?
I am.
Got a couple of rounds cut for you yesterday, so we're ready to go into getting these guys split and stacked at neighbors. So Cole's gonna be on the splitter running these guys. He's gonna fill up a tractor bucket, and then I'm gonna take that to neighbors and go ahead and stack. And then as we do that, we're gonna back the gator up so you have a backup spot to start filling that. Got one rack built at the neighbors. Cole and I were just talking. I don't think we filled 2 racks.
I think we're gonna need to.
But I think we're going to need to get into that second rack. So I'll take you guys up the neighbor's place as well. As we're running firewood up there, I want to go ahead and start building that next rack and get that thing set up so we're ready to go. And then I do have an idea after we get through 2 runs. I want to run that by the homeowner first, but get y'all up to speed on that. But yeah, this is it. This is, I'm probably not going to film a whole lot today. I mean, we'll just catch a little bit of splitting and show you guys how that firewood stacks in their storage facility. So come along, we got some fun. It's not as hot today.
It isn't, but
It's still hot, but we're gonna tap out at right at 90 degrees, 91 degrees, and that should be right during our lunchtime. So we'll take that time off.
but it's also not as cloudy. I feel like Tuesday was a little cloudy.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, you'll be all right.
Yep.
Come along, let's cut some firewood. All right, so what I want, I'm gonna be runner and stacker while Cole stays on the splitter, but what I wanna do, every trip I come up, go ahead and start building this side rack as well. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up today. Yeah, with this heat, it's much better today, but it's still warm out. So we got about 6 hours, well, 5 hours after we took lunch break and all that. But for doing this type of work, that's probably about my max in this heat. So as you can see, we got this side filled up to the top, and that is 5.5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. And we're gonna end up with 4 sections of that. Cole and I just did some math, and I'm gonna talk to the homeowner. But instead of running another long run here, I think what we're gonna ask him if we can do is run horizontals, and that would be 6 runs at approximately 3 feet wide by 5 feet tall, which would fill this up. It would allow them to access each run at a time easily and move that out of the way. I think that will stack it pretty loose to get some airflow through here. But yeah, that's a good effort. It is a Thursday today, and it's probably gonna be like next Tuesday. In the meantime, I'll prep some more stuff, and then yeah, one more day of this, and I think we'll try to wrap this guy up. But yep, we'll check back in with you next week. All right, so we didn't film much filming. We didn't film much filling up this side of the our neighbor's storage unit here. But again, this is roughly 9 foot by 12 foot carport tent. I think it works really well. I talked to the homeowner this morning. We were looking at different options of whether we run another run of firewood here, or do we turn horizontal and do some this way. So after talking to the homeowner, what we decided to do is he's going to get an entire another tent, and this is just over a cord of wood on this side, so he wants over 2 cords. So we're going to do that. So it's a nice alleyway, should get nice airflow here, and yeah, I like it. I've not looked up this on, he said he got it on Amazon. I think he was talking in the $300-400 range, something like that. So at that price point, that's not too bad. You know, quick down and dirty structure to hold the firewood. It's broken up into 4 sections, so he can clean one out. We can fill that up as he cleans them out. So that's nice. But yeah, I dig this setup. I think it looks good. I think the airflow is going to be nice for it. And that's it. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment and hit the like button. Hit subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.